Hey guys, welcome to the 2 a.m. pipe on the patio. I am smoking a Padron Maduro, and it is almost done. I've just been sitting out here and thinking about old friends who are no longer with us. And I was thinking about my buddy Larry Echols, who was a member of the San Diego Pipe Club. And Larry was always the first guy at the San Diego Pipe Club. He was there before everybody else. I think he got there as soon as the doors were open, he was there. So the Pipe Club was scheduled from 2 in the afternoon to I think 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Larry would get there at 10 o'clock as soon as the place was open. He was there every day, I think, at 10 o'clock. He was retired. And he would get there as soon as they opened. He was there. Always had his own chair and this nice chair it was Larry's chair, you know. And I'd always try and get there between 11 and 12 on Sundays. And I'd sit with Larry and we'd talk. And Larry was a cool dude. He was from Alabama. Loved jazz music. And Larry and I both loved jazz. And so we'd talk about Miles Davis a lot when we were there alone at the Pipe Club before everybody else got there. And he'd always ask me what my favorite Miles Davis album was, and he told me one time to get an album called Miles Smiles. So that day I went after Pipe Club, went to this used record store that I'd always go into, and so I'm a vinyl guy. I like my music on vinyl records. Yes, I went down there and I found a copy of Miles Smiles, and I bought it and went home and put it on the turntable and just got lost in it. I got lost in that album, and I bought it on iTunes that night and everything, so I'd have it on my phone and could play it in the car. So the next week I went and I told Larry, I said, man, I got Miles Smiles. I went and I found it on vinyl, and I bought it on iTunes, so I have it on my phone. And he'd say, well, put it on, let's listen to it. So I'd put it on. It was just me and him in there, and so we'd have Miles Smiles playing, and we would just be smoking together and talking. And he loved jazz. He loved a lot of kinds of music, but he loved jazz, and that's something we connected on big time, was jazz music. Jazz I love the bebop jazz from like 48 to 58, you know, the Miles Davis and John Coltrane and, you know, Art Pepper and that kind of stuff. And I just love that style of jazz, that bebop stuff. Before Miles got really out there and started doing all the Bitches Brew and stuff. But when he was still playing just bebop jazz, I love that. His So What album and or Kind of Blue. Kind of Blue is the name of the album. And that Kind of Blue album was seminal in my music world. And if you can hear those cardinals out there, I love the cardinals. I love those birds. Larry and I would talk about jazz, and we'd sit for hours and smoke our pipes, or he'd smoke a cigar. Whenever he first got there, his first thing he'd smoke would be a cigar. In the San Diego Pipe Club meetings, Liberty Tobacco every once in a while would open up a box of cigars, and they'd just hand them out to us in the Pipe Club. They'd just hand us out cigars, which is really cool of them to do. And at the time, I didn't smoke a cigar, so I'd always give mine to Larry because I knew how much he loved cigars. But Larry and I would sit when we were alone. When I'd get there, I'd try and get there real early, and before everybody else, just me and Larry would sit there and talk about jazz. And specifically Miles Davis, because we both just adored Miles Davis, his early stuff. And like the Miles Davis Quartet and the Miles Davis Quintet, and all that kind of stuff. And what he told me, that Miles Smiles, and I just, whenever I listen to that album, I think of Larry. And sometimes when I'm sitting out in the back patio, and I'll put that on when I'm smoking my pipe, and I just flooded with memories of Larry. Here's a couple pictures of Larry here. Larry was a good dude. He was just one of those guys that when you first came in to the Pipe Club, he welcomed you. He was like, "Hey, come on in," Everybody would bring 4 or 5 different kinds of tobaccos. I usually loaded up between 5 and 10 jars of tobacco and would bring them in with me and set them on the table. We had a big table that we sat around, and there'd be 30 jars or tins of tobacco on this table the guys would bring, and that's how you would find new tobaccos. You'd get to try all these different tobaccos. Larry was the guy that turned me on to Lakelands, and he'd always say, "Now this kind of smells like your grandma's underwear drawer." And I didn't understand it at first, but then I realized that, ladies used to put these, what they called sachets, which were little potpourri type things in their drawers to keep their clothes smelling like flowers, like roses. And so he'd always say that it smells like your grandma's underwear drawer. Oh man, so many good memories of Larry. And but he would always welcome the guys in and tell them, here, this is what we do. We always bring all these tobaccos here for you to try. So when you come in, help yourself. You're welcome to try anything here. And you'd always find new tobaccos that you'd never tried before. Guys would try and bring new stuff that they hadn't brought before, and it was a neat thing. And man, I miss Larry. One of the truly good guys that I've had the pleasure to get to know from the pipe. He was a pipe ambassador. He would welcome everybody into the pipe life, and if he saw someone coming in to the Liberty Tobacco and they were buying pipe tobacco or buying a pipe, he got up and he talked to him and he said, "Hey, we're the San Diego Pipe Club. We meet every Sunday. Come on over and sit down. We got jars of tobacco on the table here. You can try any of them you want. See what you like, what you don't like. It's the best way to find out, what you're gonna like, what you're not gonna like." And he goes, "You don't have to buy tobaccos to try them. It's a great way to just find out what you like." And Larry was just an ambassador, and I just truly miss Larry. I miss texting with him, miss calling him. Even when I moved here to Virginia, we would text and we'd call each other and talk, and I truly miss the guy. And when Reed Binder-Budd, who's the president of the San Diego Pipe Club now, called me and told me Larry was gone, it was just heartbreaking. It was just heartbreaking. And always had a smile, no matter what he was doing. If he was just sitting there smoking his pipe or his cigar, he had a smile on his face, and he was just one of those guys that life was good, life was good. And I miss Larry. I miss him. So anyway, smoking this pipe or this cigar in Larry's honor today. And he taught me a lot, and we had great talks about music. And used to tell me a lot of stuff about when he was young, and he wasn't that much older than me, not much at all. And but he was one of the truly good guys. So anyway, I just wanted to do this little remembrance of Larry. It was long overdue, and I kept wanting to do it. And he's missed by a lot of folks. A lot of folks miss Larry. Always joking, always laughing, always smiling. Always had something funny to say, and I miss him. Anyway, I will catch you guys later. God bless you. Take care of one another. Love you.